Hi everyone, how are you doing? I hope that you all are doing fine today. Today our lesson will be commerce under the grade 3. First you have to log in using the aplusstudent.com. You click on your name, you move on to language art grade 3 and the chapter commerce. So under commerce we have three lessons rather to complete, which is commas with a series, commas with dates, commas with the names of places. Hi everyone on the chat. All right, so we need to note that hi to you all. Okay, so we use commas to separate three or more things in a series. So for the first one, which is commas with series, all right. So we use commas to separate three or more things in a series. Put a comma after each item in the list except for the last one. So just like we have, the American flag is red, white, and blue. So you can see that there are commas after the series, except for the last one, which is blue. So the sentence lists three items in a series, so you have to use comma after the first two. So it's just like saying, all right, so let's just have the example here. For example, we have All right, so just like we have this example, my breakfast consists of bread, eggs, and hot chocolate. So you can see that we have commas after each of the items or the list. We have bread first, we have a comma, we have eggs, we have comma, and then the last one, which is hot chocolate, we do not have comma. So when it comes to the series, you have to follow it like this. You always have to have like a comma after each item in this in the list except for the last one. So it doesn't matter if you have like the items like 5 items or 4 items, 6 items. You just have to make sure that the last one has no comma. All right. So moving on, we have commas with dates. So in dates, you use a comma between the day and the year. So comma between the day and the year. All right, just like we have. So just like we have February 12, 2025. All right. So you always need to have the comma in between the day, which is the 12th, and the year. All right. So use comma between the day and the year. That's what you need to do. So just like this, you also have January 1, 2000. So that's it for like the day and the year. So whenever you're writing the dates, you have to make sure that you write it this way. So if you do not put a comma in between the day and the year, then that means there's something wrong with your writing. And then moving on to commas with the names of places. So names of places. You need to use a comma between a city and state or between a city and country. So just like we have Miami and we have Florida. So we have the city or the state and then we have the country. And then just like we have Paris, then we have France, the city, the country. So that's how you need to like differentiate them. So use comma between the city and the states. Okay. So just like we have Toronto, we have Canada, like that. So you have to make sure that you put a comma in between them. All right, like this. So we have Tokyo, we have Japan, just like this. Okay, so whenever that you want to write the city, the country, you have to make sure that you put a comma in between the city and then the country, just like this. Okay, so moving on. Hi, Divine. So we'll start with the first lesson, which is comma with a zero. All right, so we move on to commas. All right, so we'll start with the first one, which is commas with a series. It says to correct the word, the bold part of the sentence by adding any missing commas. If the sentence is already correct, don't add any comma, okay? So it says that would you rather go to the beach, the mountain, or the desert? So you can see here that you have a list and you need to add your comma. So you have to add the comma before after the first list, so the beach, the mountains, but you do not add comma after the mountains, the last one. So for the last one, after the comma here before the conjunction, you do not need to add any other comma. So we also have yogurt, butter, and cheese are made with milk. So this is also like a list, and you need to put a comma after the first, the second, but the last one gets no comma. So here, and then after cheese, that's all. So has Ali met your husband or your daughter? So you have Ali met you, your husband or your daughter? So this is also like a list starting with you, then your husband, then daughter. So no comma for the last one. Okay. So we move on to the test. You have to share your answers with me, okay? So we have correct the bold part of the sentence by adding missing commas, but if it is okay, then that's all. So we have Miss Vincent carried a book, a snack, and some money in her bag. So what is the right correct missing part of the comma here? So you can share with me your answers. Is it the first or the second? So you need to add a comma after book and then snack. So write down your name, your address, and your telephone number. So what is the correct adding of the comma here? So what's the correct pattern to add in the comma? All right, so we have your name, your address. So you have to put a comma here and then here. So you have this one. Okay, so will the bridge, the tunnel, and the highway be closed tonight? Will the bridge, the tunnel, and the highway be closed tonight? So what is the other for this one? So what do you think? So it will be the bridge, the tunnel. All right. So is Miss Alice writing a book, a short story, or a play? So which is the right order? So we have the second one. That's good. All right, so we have for the cake batter, we will need flour, eggs, and milk. So what's the right order for this? For the cake batter, we would need flour, eggs, and milk. Okay, so we have the first one, flour, and then eggs. Okay, so we have will the captain, the sailors, and the passengers be rescued? Which one? So we have the captain, the sailors. All right. So next we have Duncan enjoys history, maths, and Spanish. What is the right order? So we have enjoyed history, then maths. All right, so that's it for commerce with a series. You have to make sure that you complete this lesson if you haven't completed it yet. We'll move on to the next one, which is commerce with dates. So we have the president came to our school on February 18, 2013. So what is the right order for this? You need to have a comma in between the 18 and then the 2013. The United States entered World War One on April 6, 1917. So where do you need to have your comma in between the day and the year? Then Mr. Serrano bought a new car on January 5, 2011. So you have to put your comma in between the day and then the year. So we'll move on to the test now. So Nelson Mandela became president of South Africa on May 10, 1994. So where should we have the comma? So you have the comma in between the 10 and then 1994. My little cousin was born on June 14, 2012. Where do we need to have our comma? So we have June 14. So the comma in between the day and then the year. They announced the winners of the contest on February 24, 2013. So where is the right place to insert the comma? So we have the comma between 24 and then the year. Okay? The last time we saw you was on March 23, 2014. So where do we need to have the comma? So we have between the dates and then the year. So we also have Uncle Jared met Auntie Sharon on June 21, 1998. So what's the right part to put the comma? So in between 21 and 1998. So we also have the highway reopened to traffic on January 26, 2006. So where is the right part to add the comma? Where do we need to add the comma? So we have the comma in between 26 and the year. So we also have the president came to a school on February 18, 2013. You guys need to remember that we need to put the comma in between the date and the year. So we have 18 here, we have 2013. So the comma comes in between the date and then the year. So it comes here, this one. Okay? I wish a time machine could take me to August 14, 2069. What do you think is the right one for this? So we have the first. Thank you for your answers. So that's it for commas with days. We'll move on to the next lesson. You have to make sure you complete this lesson if you haven't done it. We'll move on to commas with the names of places, okay? All right, so we'll move on to the test. Here, you can share your answer also, okay? So we have correct the bold part of the sentence by adding any missing commas. If the sentence is already correct, don't add any commas. Have you ever been to Broken Arrow, Oklahoma? So where is the right part to insert the comma? So you can share with me if you know. So we have the arrow in between the we have the comma in between arrow and then Oklahoma. So it's like the city and then the state. So we have the 984 foot tall Eiffel Tower in Paris, France. So what do you think here? All right, so Paris and France. So you have the comma in between. Then we also have there is. So there's a huge indoor rainforest in Omaha, Nebraska. So what is the right path to include the comma? So we have the first one. Okay. So William Shakespeare was born in Stratford upon Avon, England. Where do you think we should include the comma? So yeah, the first one. Okay. You can find an old wooden merry-go-round in Burlington, Colorado. So where should we add the comma? All right, so option two, in between the city and then the country. So in May, Cindy will visit Nashville, Tennessee. So where should we have the comma? So the second one, okay, good job, guys. So the longest main street in America is in Island Park, Idaho. So where do we have the comma? So the first one. So before moving here, I lived near Whitman, Massachusetts. Where should we have the comma? So we have the comma here. All right. Okay. So the Taj Mahal is an amazing building in Agra, India. Where do we have the comma? So we have it over here at the second one. All right, so I want you all to make sure that you complete the first three lessons because we've done that today. And then the next time we will finish the remaining two. If you need more help during the test, you can just click on this chat button here and you'll get more help. There are tutors there available to help you. All right, so you can let me know if you have any questions before we finish for today. All right, so if you have no questions, we will end here for today. I hope that you all have a good evening and see you all next time. Bye, everyone.